After the show, be sure to go to lootcrate.com/Steven Larson and use the promo code Friendo for a discount off your new subscription. And sign up by the 19th of next month for the Combat Crate with items from Blizzard, Capcom, and Fallout 4. Hey Friendo, Steve here. So I haven't done one of these Friendo workshops in a very, very, very long time. A lot of you probably don't even know I used to do this. So back in the day, I used to publish comic books. I used to draw a lot. I used to write a lot. And I haven't done that in a while. I sort of lost the itch, but I'm kind of getting it back a little bit. And so I figured I would draw something, put it on video, and show you guys because, you know, that's fun, and some people like that shit. In figuring out what I was going to draw, I noticed that that DC is releasing this new Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns sequel, threequel, whatever it's fucking called, the Dark Knight 3. I think it's called the Master Race, which is a whole nother topic altogether. But in celebration of that, or just as a big money grab, DC has been releasing, like, God, I swear there's been at least 20 of these variant covers from all sorts of different artists across the spectrum. I mean, every single day it seems like there's a new one from every artist you can think of in comic books, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty neat to see all their various interpretations of the Dark Knight, the Frank Miller version of Dark Knight. And so I figured, fuck it, I'll go ahead and do the same thing. I can draw, I'll draw the Dark Knight, and so I decided to do that. I actually did it once. Here it is, I'm doing the pencils here. Generally, I mean, when I do draw, I prefer to do a bunch of, like, I do it in pencil first, and then I'll scan it or just take a picture of it, toss that into my computer, and I use a Wacom tablet. I have like a little Wacom tablet because I can't afford the big giant $2,500 one. So I've got like a little 12-inch Wacom tablet that I use, and it works just fine. And that's where I do the inks, or, you know, I go over it in black, and then I do all my colors and stuff in Photoshop. Yeah, I actually did this. I did this first. I did a different one first. I'll put that up on the screen. And I couldn't stand this one at all. I didn't like that. It was very flat. Not a lot of. It wasn't very dynamic. Not a lot of stuff going on. So we'll just get rid of that one. And I decided to redo it with Batman sort of falling down onto a crowd of the. I don't even know what they're called. I know they're in the Dark Knight, the first Dark Knight book. Where Batman says that line, like, this is the operating room and I'm the surgeon, or something like that, and he completely destroys this guy. I thought they're very cool looking characters. So here are my pencils, and this is where I toss it into Photoshop, and like I said, I got a Wacom tablet. So yeah, this is where I do my inks and my colors. What you're seeing right now is me doing the inks. This is pretty cool. I used to ink with like your regular India ink pens, but I like this because I like doing it this way, because you can erase as much as you want. You can go back in your history on Photoshop as much as you want and get rid of stuff and change stuff, and you can copy stuff and paste stuff. It really gives you a lot more flexibility and leeway as an artist when you're doing shit digitally like this. As much as I enjoy the process of inking, or used to, there's no going back. You have to get like some whiteout basically if you want to go back and do stuff. Whereas with this, for an artist like me who's really not that great and I'm prone to mistakes, it makes things easy because, you know, you can erase things and put them back and like I said, copy and paste stuff. So that makes things very, very easy for me. And basically I'm just using Photoshop. I've never really used Corel Painter. I don't know why. I think I had like a demo of it once. I think I just used Photoshop since like college, and I've always really liked it. It's always been very intuitive. Recently I used Sketchbook, which is a really, really fantastic program too. You can have it on anything, like your iPhone, your iPad, your computer, anything. And that's a really cool program. It's just I know I have all my shortcuts for Photoshop that I already know, and I have my Wacom. The cool thing about the Wacom tablet and pen is the pen has a couple little like buttons on it. You can program those buttons to, you know, to be your more popular keystrokes, which is stuff like, you know, undo obviously is a big one. You can turn it over and erase with it. You can click a button and save. So the Wacom tablet's really, really cool. I think you can do the same type of thing with like the Surface. Like, I know the new iPad's coming out, and you can have the Apple Pencil with that or whatever. But I think you can pretty much do the same thing with any like Surface Pro or whatever, because they all have styluses as well. I've never really tried those before. I've had my Wacom for years now. and it's always worked really well for me. So now it's on to the colors, it looks like. I was going to go ahead and go with the gray on gray Batman from The Dark Knight Returns, because I kind of like that one better, and I think I decided to go with blue and gray instead. Yeah, I changed it to blue at that point. This whole process probably took me, I would say, about 3 hours. I think it was about an hour for pencils and another 2 hours for the colors. So yeah, it's you know, it's pretty cut and dry. You just sort of use your little selector tool, and then you fill in the gaps. I want to remind you guys that I have, if you guys have any questions, like for the next one, it'd be kind of cool. Like I do the art, and then it'd be cool if I can read off some questions about like art related stuff. If you guys have any questions about that, you can go to my ask.fm account. It's ask.fm/mfsteve here, and just leave some questions there for the Friendo workshop. Here comes the shading. I like to do something kind of cool, like sort of comic booky with the shading. You do all your gray for shading, and then you go to the filter, which is color halftone, and set it to like 8, which I think is the default. And when you do that, and then bring down the opacity a little bit, and change that color layer, or that layer rather, to multiply, it gives you that little like really little dot thing that a lot of manga artists do. I forget what that's called, something tone. I forget what it's called. You can see kind of up close right here. And then it's just a matter of sort of dicking around with different effects and color. Here I'm obsessed with like different color theories and different color palettes. So that's me doing that right there. And then I like to add little textures sometimes in the background. You can go online and if you just Google texture, you can do that. So there you go. There it is. I put the DK3 logo is very simple. I don't even know what font it is, but it's very close to this one, which I used. So there it is. There's my Dark Knight 3, the Master Race variant cover, my own variant cover. DC's not going to use this, but I can use it, and you guys can check it out. I'll probably put a link to my DeviantArt. How's that? I don't know if there's any other better place to store art, because I'm not really huge on DeviantArt. I think it's a really clunky interface. So if you guys have any better ideas for where to put your art besides like Tumblr or something, which I guess I could do a Tumblr, let me know. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And next week maybe I'll do something different. I'm looking to get back into the drawing game and polish my skills, because I'm pretty rusty. When you don't draw for a long time, you get really fucking rusty. Anyways, so that's it for this week's episode of the Friendo Workshop. Hope you guys liked it. I don't know, I'm trying all sorts of shit for my channel. I'm just throwing shit to the wall, see what sticks. So we'll talk to you guys later.